Welcome to the weekend edition of News with a Twist. I'm Peyton LoCicero.
And I'm Kenny Lopez. And Pey Lo, we survived Mardi Gras.
We did. I don't know how we did it, but we did.
But let's take a look at the headlines and the stories making news this week. Starting us off with the federal government's response to the coronavirus, the president addressed the public on Wednesday night.
We're very, very ready for this, for anything, whether it's going to be a breakout of larger proportions or whether or not we're at that very low level.
The Department of Health Human Services says that the immediate risk to the public has been low and for right now continues to be low. There are multiple cases of the virus in the U.S. and the president placed Vice President Mike Pence in charge of the federal government's response to the coronavirus outbreak.
There is no heightened danger to us in New Orleans or in the region. I always like to reiterate that we are still in the midst of a very busy flu season. And just to give some perspective, the CDC estimates that 16,000 people have died from the flu this year in America. So that is far more dangerous right now than the coronavirus.
Helpful perspective there, Peyton. Now, New Orleans health officials say they have a pandemic plan in place, just like they did with the Zika virus and Ebola. They also say New Orleans will take the lead from the Louisiana Health Department if things should suddenly change.
And Senate Democrats have called for more than $8 billion in emergency funding for anti-coronavirus efforts. And the president did not close the door on that request on Wednesday, saying the federal government will spend whatever is appropriate. A CDC official warned that the virus will spread in the U.S. and around 60 Americans are dealing with the virus. And that number jumped to 45 cases extra from the people who were evacuated off the Diamond Princess cruise ship. It's a lot.
Yeah. And face masks and respirators are being used around the world in an effort to combat the massive global spread of the deadly coronavirus. But the CDC cautions that facial hair can interfere with those devices. Now, this CDC graphic shows which ones are compatible with masks and respirators. So side whiskers, handlebar mustaches, and several others are okay, but mutton chops and full beards are not recommended as they could block the respirators.
So make sure you know what all of those are.
Yes, exactly. Take a look at the graphics.
Yes. A longtime member of the Jesuit high school community has been added to a list of members of the Jesuit order suspected of sexual abuse. Brother Everett Booth worked at Jesuit in various roles from the 1940s until his death in a car crash in 1986. Booth also worked as a missionary in Sri Lanka in the late 1940s. Booth was just added to a list of members of the Jesuit order that are considered to have at least one credible accusation of sexual abuse.
And a big congrats goes out to this guy here, Joven Webb from Gonzales, Louisiana. He auditioned for American Idol in Baton Rouge, and he went before the celebrity judges, Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan. Guess what? Joven got a ticket to Hollywood. I know, right? Lionel Richie said his voice sounds like barbecue sauce.
An odd comparison.
I know. Very Southern, I guess. And Luke Bryan said that he could listen to Joven's voice all day long while drinking bourbon.
Oh.
And Katy Perry jokingly said that she could feel all of his emotions in her face, even with all of her Botox. Pretty funny stuff.
Right.
Now, if you want to follow Joven's journey, you got to tune into American Idol right here on WGNO every Sunday at 7 o'clock. Go, Joven.
And speaking of reality shows, let's talk about this one. It's a new reality show about relationships that are not just for the young whippersnappers. ABC is now casting senior citizens who are ready for romance.
Woo.
It is from the producers of The Bachelor, and the casting call says that they are looking for men and women in their golden years.
Oh.
Applicants have to be legal U.S. residents, active, outgoing, and single. More information is posted onto the network's website, so expect that show right here on WGNO very soon.
I would watch. Are you going to watch?
I'm going to watch. It's hilarious. And those are your News with a Twist headlines. Get them anytime, anywhere you go on WGNO News app. Okay, that's hilarious, right?
Yeah, you know what I was thinking? You know the Golden Girls, remember the Golden Girls?
Oh, I watch it every night.
And Blanche was so popular with all the men.
Yes.
Imagine if that show was cast with all women like Blanche. How many guys will want to
my
go on
gosh.
that show to date Blanche?
Right.
Like the character? Yeah.
Although I don't know that I would want my grandparents on there.
Ooh,
I
you
don't know.
wanna see.
It's going to be funny to watch and just see how it happens and how everything unfolds.
I hear nursing homes, it gets pretty frisky. So.
I have heard that too. Well, on to some more fun. This carnival season has been a strange one, and festive one minute and then tragic the next. It's been crazy.
You're right, but it's not uncommon, but what has happened twice this year, 2 people killed in parades by tandem floats.
Yes, and the mayor and the police chief banned tandem floats for the rest of this year's Mardi Gras.
So we're asking, do you think tandem floats should be banned? Let us know when you grab the mic.
No, I don't think the tandem float should be banned. I don't think that that is anything more than a reactionary move by any city council members or anything. Safety is important.
Yes, they should be banned because it's obviously too much, like too many floats like connected.
It's a little bit extreme for something that we can prevent in other ways.
I don't really participate in Mardi Gras, but it's a sad thing to see that people have died.
If tandem floats are banned, people that are on the tandem floats, they're missing out.
No, I don't think they should be banned. I think people should use common sense. And actually, I believe that the crews could put some type of caution, that orange barrier.
All really good thoughts and ideas for what they should do.
Smart.
I hope that they can figure something out because that's one of my favorite parts of Carnival is seeing all of the big, large super crews. So hopefully they'll figure it out because, I love Carnival.
The mega floats, and people are going to
Yeah.
have fun no matter what.
It's true.
I was at Bacchus, and the tandem floats were separate, and people didn't really seem to notice. They just wanted to catch all
Right.
the throws. But I do think something needs to be done because 2 in one
In 1
year.
year. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, something needs to change. We'll
And
have to wait and see.
it was such a fun Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
With just such tragic events.
Yes.
But
It doesn't take away from the fun, but still tragic.
yes, well, still on the topic of Mardi Gras, it has come and gone. And if you love Carnival as much as I do, I know that you probably are feeling a little blue that it's already over.
Oh, wipe those tears, Pey Lo. I know you're sad to see it go, but the good thing is it's never really over because it comes back every year.
It's true.
In this week's Twist list, we have a few suggestions to help you quickly get over your Mardi Gras hangover and blues. First up on the list, it's not an easy one, but it's one that will get you on the right track. Give up junk food and stop drinking alcohol for Lent.
That is a tough one.
I know. Between the king cake and the hand grenades from Bourbon Street, we are all guilty of indulging during Mardi Gras. Maybe once or twice. Now this will jumpstart your health kick and help you knock the Mardi Gras hangover. You can try a juice cleanse to get your immune system back up to par, and make sure you stock up your fridge with veggies and fruits.
Good suggestion.
Yeah.
Good suggestion. Now, this next one on the list is one for those who are like me, feeling sad that Mardi Gras is over. Start making your plans for next year's celebrations. Maybe,
Already?
yes, why not? It's fresh on your mind. Maybe you missed out on something that you wanted to do or something you wanted to skip out for next year. For me, no Ubers,
Oh.
only biking around the city. That was the best way to do it. And do this, like I said, while it's fresh on your mind, because then you can make that list and then you can refer back to it next year.
Yeah,
Then you'll be
prior
ready.
planning.
Yes.
Yeah, good suggestion. Now in New Orleans, you'll never be bored, ever. So instead of wallowing in your feelings about not seeing a parade tonight, think about what is coming up next.
Oh.
So if you didn't get your fill of parades, don't worry. We have St. Patrick's Day and all those parades coming up. And instead of catching purses and shoes, you'll be able to catch cabbage and various veggies
Yes.
to make that healthy stew, right? And
Yes.
plus, will you make me some?
I will.
And then festival season will start up right after that. We got Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest, and at Jazz Fest this year, big names like Lizzo, Lionel Richie, and the Lumineers, just to name a few. Get
Oh,
your
I
tickets.
can't wait. I'm going to get my tickets early.
Plan ahead.
And number 4 on the list is donate those beads. Look, in reality, what are you really planning to do with that pile of beads that's in your room? I mean,
Jump rope?
instead of just trashing them, why don't you donate them this year to the ARC GNO, and they will recycle them and put them to good use. There are drop-off spots all over the city, and they're easy drop-off spots. And some of them, just
Where?
to name a couple, is Audubon Nature Center. You can head over to Rock and Bowl. We have Rouse's, Whole Foods, but they have dozens of more, and you can find those on their website.
So helpful.
I
yes.
know, yeah.
And yeah, it helps the environment.
It does.
And since we have you in the cleaning spirit now, our last thing on the list is spring cleaning. What better way to snap you out of your Mardi Gras blues like an early start on organizing your place?
That's a
Most
good idea.
people, had great Mardi Gras parties, and that probably left your houses a little trash. Or you might have been the DD this carnival season, toting your friends and family around, so it might be time to clean out your car. Whatever the case may be, you'll feel accomplished and ready for spring to come on once everything is back in its place. And you know, Peyton, I have piles of clothes everywhere in my apartment, and it's
do
like,
too.
I gotta tackle those piles and find out what's
know.
clean, what's dirty. And
Well, I
do
mean,
laundry.
we have been a little busy reporting on all of the Mardi Gras festivities, and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like my apartment threw up.
Well, I'm right there with you. I have piles everywhere. This weekend, Sunday will be my day.
Anyone in your home want to clean my apartment? You know, you can.
We have lots for you to clean.
Yes.
Bad news anchor.
Hey, I'm live at WGNO. We're here on Bourbon Street. We're gonna have more later. Woo!
Maybe. Good night.
We are above all of the festivities on Bourbon
Okay,
Street.
so we wanted to take a little look at all of our favorite moments from Mardi Gras, and as you could see, I met the Naked Cowboy.
Oh, he liked
I
you.
also met Deuce McAllister that you see here. He was a riot, hottie toddy. He went to Ole Miss, so I was so excited when he was like, hey, I'll do an interview.
So cool.
I got so many fun opportunities, and this was my first Mardi Gras reporting. Not my first Mardi Gras ever. I've been coming since I was a little girl, but I have to say this might be my favorite memory is this Mardi Gras. It has been so much fun being a part of it and getting to meet all of these unique people from all over the world. It was a fantastic Mardi Gras.
Well, you did a spectacular job reporting, and you had fun too.
You're sweet.
And so you lit up the screen. So
It was
great
so
job.
fun.
And although Mardi Gras comes every year, there are always standout moments, you know.
Yes.
And one of mine was very messy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Peyton, my most memorable Mardi Gras moment was being a contestant in the 50th annual Greasing of the Poles competition at the Royal Sonesta, New Orleans. So I channeled my inner John Travolta from the movie Grease, you know, Grease Lightning, and I greased the pole. I did some acrobats, I slid down the pole, and you know what, Peyton, I am still sore, but it was well worth it. You know, when I first moved to New Orleans, I said, I will be on that pole someday. I always wanted to be one of the greasers. And I won.
hilarious.
I got a big bottle of Moet that's engraved with Champion.
What? I didn't know that
Yeah.
you got to take that home with you. I thought
That
that
is
just kind of gets
mine.
passed down to each winner every year.
But my friends won't let me open it yet.
No, you
They want me
cannot
to
open
save
it.
it.
Save it for maybe next year when you're there.
And a big shout out to the other contestants, Amanda Shaw, Reagan Charleston, and Lana O'Day. They were great as well.
Oh, I wish I could have been there. I was a little busy, but
That's okay.
I'm proud of you.
That's okay. You
So
saw the video. And maybe some of your Mardi Gras moments are not only memorable, but memeable.
funny.
So every week, our friends at Neutral Ground News, it's a satire publication. They make funny memes. Let's check out a few in this week's What Do You Meme? Ah, look at that cute little baby belly. I wonder if she'll be having a boy or girl. Wait, she's having neither? That's a king cake belly? Should we congratulate her?
We should. And in this meme, this little king cake baby can't seem to let Mardi Gras go. Guess he's kind of like me.
Oh no.
He has to get one more sip of beer until next year when he'll be stuffed back into the king cake for all of us to enjoy. Well, hope you all at home had a great Mardi Gras.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Well, coming up next on News with a Twist, she is New Orleans icon and loved by many. Chef Leah Chase is spotlighted in tonight's Hidden History.
And later, what did actor Bryan Cranston do for one lucky fan at the parade? We'll show you. Time for our Womp Womp of the Week. Now, an epic fail caught on camera. An Ohio woman tried to escape from prison with cameras. Inmates and officers were all watching, and let's just say she did not make it very far.
No, Jessica Boomershine tried to make her escape with other inmates watching very closely. She climbs up and out of sight. The bid for freedom ends very fast. 15 seconds later, the first debris falls and correction officers come into sight. The ceiling completely gives way, and you can see Boomershine drops back through. More officers run over to grab her legs, and she loses her grip, luckily landing practically on the trash can to avoid slamming her onto the tile floor. It's crazy.
Now the 42-year-old is facing new charges for escape and destruction of property on top of what she was already in jail to begin with.
Oh my goodness.
You know, that plan was not thought out.
No.
All the other inmates were going to tell on her, like, it
Right.
was right in front of their faces.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. A mess.
A mess.
An
yes.
absolute mess.
And no doubt about it, New Orleans has some of the best food ever, and James Beard Foundation is picking its newest favorites. They just released their 2020 Restaurant and Chef Awards semifinalists, and 13 local chefs and restaurants made the cut, including Gianna for Best New Restaurant. I still gotta go. Have you been?
I have been. It's delicious, and I definitely recommend it.
Cool.
Some of the other semifinalists include Brightson's, Bacchanal, and Upper Line Restaurant. They will find out if they are nominees on March 25th.
Good luck to those
I know, I'm
spots.
excited. And in the spirit of James Beard finalists, we can't talk about good cooking without mentioning one of Louisiana's finest, Miss Leah Chase, late owner of Dookie Chase.
Love her. And Leah earned a James Beard Lifetime Achievement Award a few years before she passed away. Her restaurant, Dookie Chase, was also a meeting place for Black community leaders during the fight for civil rights. The story in tonight's Hidden History.
Master in the kitchen, restaurateur, community leader, and trailblazer are all the names used to publicly describe Chef Leah Chase. To our city, she meant even more.
Miss Chase's important legacy is the fact that during the civil rights movement, she wasn't afraid to feed our folks. They had no place to eat because people were looking to hurt these cats, man.
We changed the course of America over boiled gumbo. You know, because that was a big change to integrate things where we had never been before.
Yes.
And the best thing about integration is not so much I can sit next to this white man or I can do, it's learning.
Chef Chase's contributions during that era are immense, but the poor young girl from Madisonville found a way to help us all learn for our city's well-being with grace.
I think about so many things, and people want to talk about the food, and Lord knows I do too. But I think about how did she manage to navigate so many interesting situations in her life, always have strong opinions, but never really upset either end of the spectrum too much.
To those closest to her, Mrs. Chase's role was that of wife, mother, grandmother, and more to the sprawling Chase clan with a generosity that was as big as her legacy.
She was a strong force to be reckoned with. But what I remember is the thoughtfulness and the individual who would think of others before herself.
Mrs. Chase was that source of encouragement for all from her perch at Dookie Chase Restaurant.
She wanted to be here, greeting people, feeding people, because she felt that was her ministry, that was her service, and then at the end to give you encouragement.
But I'm so proud of you. Every time I look at you on that television, I'm proud because I see growth. I see you coming from radio to this big spot in television.
Thank you,
That's a wonderful thing.
Mrs. Leah Chase was a wonderful soul that I'll never forget.
Very sweet, and LBJ and Leah were good pals. And on the first birthday after her death, her family celebrated her life at Dookie Chase's by making all of her signature recipes at one time. Yum, yum, yum. And you know, Pey Lo, there's nothing we love more than shining a spotlight on people having good fortune.
Ooh, that is so right. We want to shine a light on those here in Louisiana who have good things happen to them with our segment called 3 Cheers For.
This week, our 3 cheers goes to parade goer Will Schultz, who got a big surprise from a famous writer in Orpheus. Hip, hip, hooray!
What just happened? We just got a sign. We gave this to Bryan Cranston. He drank out of it, and then he signed it. How do you feel? Happy Mardi Gras.
Oh, he's so happy. And yes, he is 21. I made sure I asked his mom, who was standing next to him. Will Schultz was so excited that actor Bryan Cranston signed his bottle of booze at the Orpheus parade. Cranston was a monarch in Orpheus, and Will says he just thought it would be cool if Cranston took a swig, but when he got his autograph too, that just made his night, and what a Mardi Gras moment. He'll be saving that bottle for sure.
I think so. Wow. What a cool moment to not even like have anything planned. He was just trying to, help his spirits out.
Well, that lifted his spirits.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, if you know someone deserving of our 3 cheers that'll lift their spirits, send us an email to twist@wgno.com with their picture, tell us their story, and we'll feature them.
Yes, we will.
Coming up, it's our viral video of the week, and some Facebook viewers got a little more than they bargained for when they tuned into an online weather report. Viral video of the week is next. Funny stuff.
Sounds good.
A North Carolina reporter has gone viral after he gave online viewers a hilarious weather report last week. Justin Hinton with WLOS was on Facebook Live when he says he accidentally activated a filter generator.
Hinton had no idea what was happening until he stepped off camera, and the clip is now going viral. Hinton says he's just happy that he was able to give people a smile and a laugh. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. That poor reporter, but at the same time, he was such a good sport about it. I cannot imagine if that were like what I would do if that were to happen to me. I mean, it's hilarious. Kenny, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, I would have to go into hiding because I wouldn't want people to be like, oh, that's the guy with the googly eyes. That's the guy with the tongue sticking out of his mouth. It was just, that would be so embarrassing. But yes, like you said, great sport, and now he's virally famous.
Absolutely, and you never know who's going to be watching and what's going to happen, but well, it's funny. Thanks for watching. That's our show.
The bar's closed. Good night.